Welcome back, everyone. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, here with Everything RVs podcast. And this is meant for all you campers out there, whether you're just getting started, maybe you're thinking about getting started, or you're an avid camper already. My job is to bring you the information that you need so that you can make memories that will last a lifetime. And I do that by going over tips, tricks, bringing you in information about manufacturers, places to visit, all kinds of different things. And today I'm excited to be bringing you on a manufacturer I've recently visited, and I'll tell you what, they do a phenomenal job putting together a very unique camper. And without further ado, let me bring on Rich from Encore RV. Rich, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, Paul. Thanks for having us on today.
Wonderful. Now, so why don't we start off by, let's have a little introduction of who you are and, what your experience of things is.
All right. I'm Rich Schnipple. I founded Encore RV in June of 21. So we're a little over 3 years old. I've been in the industry now since 2001. Prior to that, I was in the marine industry for a little bit, building boats. So I've kind of always been in that sector where we've got a dealer network where we sell our products through. I really enjoy that. I like interaction with not just the dealers, but also the retail customers. I've worked at a couple different companies, predominantly higher end products, aluminum frames, a couple companies that did that. I was just recently with a company for 9 years where I was a partner, and we created a lot of motorsports trailers like cargo trailers and car haulers, race trailers, real customized stuff. And then we developed a line of RVs as well. And that's kind of what got me back into the RVs. I was actually with an RV manufacturer some time back, but that's what kind of gravitated me back towards it. I parted ways with them in 2019, and I had a 2-year non-compete, which I waited out. And then I formed this company, Encore RV, and we've kind of been going ever since.
And so now, what would you say that you feel that you do a better job as far as manufacturing campers? What do you feel you do better than others out there?
Well, I mean, the biggest difference in what we do is just, it's something anybody can really do, and it's just choosing better materials. Our products are 100% wood free. I'm not real big on wood in trailers. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I have a sister who bought a trailer, and 3 years after owning it, she had some serious water intrusion and had a rotted floor that created some expensive repairs, and she chose not to repair it. And, when she traded it in for her next RV, she really didn't get a whole lot of money for it. So she wasn't real happy. But, I think when I founded this company, the idea was that we were going to do things a little differently. I wasn't going to be afraid of having a slightly higher price. I think it's easier to tell the story that being wood free makes a lot more sense. There's no worry about wood rotting, no mildew, no mold to deal with. I'm building a generational trailer that you can either hand down to somebody or you can choose to sell it, and it's actually got some value. It's not designed to last, 4 to 7 years, and it's really designed to last a long, long time. Additionally, our frames and chassis are all aluminum, all tube construction. We've got a trailer that we're going to show you today is kind of new to us. It's got an aluminum chassis, and it's got what we call core light construction, which is a completely composite trailer. Floors, walls, and roof. There's no aluminum structure going up from that point. But we're really excited about that. That product's called Review. But yeah, you pick the right materials, you build a better product, and then you take the time to do it right. We really focus on quality, and we're not perfect. Nobody is that's hand building RVs. But we think where we really shine is on that customer service after the sale, both to our dealer and the retail customer. It's a real big deal. When we set up our team, it's got to be people that are really customer focused. I always tell people to get a good idea of who we are, go onto our Facebook owners group, and you'll see, and that's not ours, so we don't moderate that at all. It's just one of our owners set that up, but you'll kind of see what kind of experience you can expect from Encore RV. And it's one I'm really proud of. Our team has worked so hard, to develop this reputation that I think is at the top of what the RV industry has to offer.
Well, no doubt. Now, something I see you doing there. There's a lot of campers out there that would not allow you to be putting the weight on that wheel well. Why don't you tell the listeners and the people that are watching what you do different and about that wheel well?
Well, again, it's thinking things through. I know people are going to, lean on a trailer, sit on it, and, they might stand on this to access something, particularly on our smaller trailers. But this is 1/4-inch plate aluminum, and it is tied directly into the tube frame. And as I mentioned, not only is our frame aluminum, but it's all tube construction, and every weld is 360 degrees around. When we build it with an aluminum structure, we call that Tri-Bond 360 construction. There's not another manufacturer that really builds a trailer like that. And it makes a very, very big difference in how solid and strong the trailer actually is. But once we bolt this fender to the trailer, it's not going anywhere. It's really robust.
Awesome. So now you're going to go ahead and show us some product that you have there in your warehouse, and kind of explain to people, I guess the new product. Did you want to go through the venue right now?
Well, I'll tell you, I'll start with our ROG, because that's what we started with as a company. That way and that's what we have the most out there of. And then I can give you a quick overview of the venue and the review.
Perfect.
All right. Well, right over here, I've got one of our best-selling trailers. It's the ROG 14 RKB. This was introduced last September of 2023. This is a 14-foot-long trailer. It's got a small living quarters in the front, and then a side kitchen, which when you look at the kitchen here, when I say kitchen, this is it's just two refrigerators in this section of it. So they're opposing 1.7 cubic foot, 12-volt refrigerators. You've got a pantry right here, and you've got a griddle that will mount right here. I don't have it shown, but it's a table, and it puts a 26-inch LP griddle here, which it plugs in there. So coming around the back, this is where your actual kitchen is, where you'll do your cooking. This just latches up in place, push down the 2 yellow levers and pull it out. Locks out into place. Your extension on the countertop goes up. You've got your sink with your fold-down faucet. And then you've got your stove, which is going to have the wind deflectors. It's a really nice stove. It's got cast iron grates, so it's very high quality. Down below, you're going to have storage. And then on this side here, you've got additional storage, but this is also where all of your lights are and your controls. So you've got the ability to turn on the light up here, which you'll see is white or amber. And then you've got another light here. That's just your rear porch light. This is for your 12-volt refrigerator, so that's keeping those independent, but that's what will power that. And then you're going to have your water pump, and then this is your water level, so it tells you how much water is in your freshwater tank.
Now, one thing I notice, which is pretty cool there, is the fact that you say you have that griddle that comes with it, but then you also have the 2-burner cooktop. So I think that's something that people would like to have. They can have both.
They really do. People tend to use the griddle more than they do anything else, but you seem like you can't be without a stove too. So, we've put them both in there, and it makes it really nice. But again, it shuts and puts away so quick. You spend more time camping, less time setting your trailer up, and you're ready to go. So it's a little bit more time with the adventure. Coming around the back, you're going to see this door is kind of odd. What is it? Well, this is what's really cool. It is the bathroom, and I'm going to climb inside for a second. So when you get inside, there's little blue buttons. You turn those on, and that's gonna be your lights. You can actually hold them, and you can dim the light or hit it again, and it'll go back up. You got a vanity light with a mirror. Inside here, you're gonna have dry storage. So this is where you would keep your towels or something you don't want to get wet. This is a marine hatch, so it's waterproof. And then up here, you kind of heard it when I turned it on the first time. This is your ventilation system. So that's your climate control. And it's 2 speeds. You've got slow and high. And what that's doing is it's pulling air from the cabin in. So if your cabin is air conditioned, it's going to pull cold air in. If it's heated, it's going to pull the warm air in. And again, because we're wood free, solid surface countertops, aluminum cabinetry. Around here is where the shower is. It's kind of nice. You could just swing this around, hot and cold water. And I'll tell you about the water heater in a second, but you can shower here or outside. So if you don't want to be inside and do it, you can go outside. Up in the corner here, you're going to have a max air fan. Now that turns on, and that will pull air across from the window that's in the door to remove any odors that are inside. And then right here is a bracket. This is really cool. So we're not allowed to, by RVIA standards, supply the water heater for this because it's not RV approved, even though it's used outdoors. But what you do is you either purchase like a 𝚁𝚒𝚘 or a Gasland. To give you an idea, the Gasland water heater for this is available on Amazon for $169. It bolts right on this. And then we've got the hose connection kit that comes with the trailer for hooking it up outside. This is where you store it. You take off this knob and it allows you to lift this off the key system here. And this just removes and goes outside. And then you will take the freshwater output, which is your spray port, and it's quick connect. You'll just connect it and then quick connect it to the water heater. And then you'll have a hot water out that goes into a hot water in on the side of the trailer. And that will supply hot water to the shower, the sink, and the kitchen sink as well.
Beautiful.
Then looking over here, we've got a little shampoo holder. And like I like to show people, this is robust stuff. I mean, you're not tearing this out of here. And I'm really, you can't scoot back and film me rocking it so they see. I mean, I'm trying to tear it off the wall. It's not coming. Everything is bolted into the frame, so there's no worries. Then you've got a toilet paper holder down here. And the rest of your switches are over here. But one of the neat things is, so we don't use a plastic pan. This is going to be an aluminum, 1/8 inch aluminum pan. And this has got a 1/2 inch lean from the back to the front. And the drain is up in this front corner. And the reason we did that is, if it's raining, most people will tilt their trailer down about 1 inch, 1.5 inches on the front so that the water will run off of the trailer and it will just shed water off the front. No worries about it. So you're not fighting that when we make it drain to the front. And then over here, you've got a 12-volt power port. I'm sorry, right up here. And what this is for plugging in a 12-volt cooler, refrigerator, freezer, one of the chest kind. It can mount right here, and you've got these tie-down rings to strap it down onto this foam pad, which then it doesn't really go anywhere. And then naturally, you've got your cassette toilet right here. It's got a swivel seat so you can put your knees out into the open area. It's got a 12-volt power flush, and it's got 5 gallons of waste, and the fresh water is actually plumbed into it, so you don't have to fill anything. But it's actually really cool because, I mean, I've had people in here that are 6'2", 6'3", can sit straight up. Now, a lot of people might prefer to shower outside, and that is something that's pretty easy to do. And so, you know, there is a step that you can mount right there. There's a 2-inch receiver down below. There's one for your bike rack or whatever on the one to the right, and then right here is the one for the step. And the step is something that the owner purchases. The door's got a blackout shade, which just snaps up, and this window is able to be opened, and that's what gives you your ventilation, but this is what will give you your privacy. And then the one other thing that it's got is another one of these lights over here. So you can put it on amber, pull in less bugs, or white if you really need some light. So we didn't leave anything short when it came to the lights and stuff like that. We really wanted to make it so you can see your way around camp well. Now on the side, you'll have to excuse this. We've got some stuff here we're doing in inventory. This particular trailer is the Adventure Series, which is the level just below the Survival Series. But this will come. This one's optioned with our ladder. And to give you an idea, let me show you this ladder. This is very robust. We were talking about how well we put stuff on trailers. This is bolted into the frame and our really cool, and that's what I should just call it, the really cool roof rack, because this thing's really nice. But you're going to see I can bounce around on this. I can step over here onto the 1/4-inch plate aluminum fenders, jump up and down on them. It's a very robust trailer. You're not going to have a lot of problems. This is where you're going to hook up the cold out and hot in, and that water heater will mount right up here on these buttons right here. So that bracket you saw mounts right in here.
Gotcha. Now, Rich, just for people to understand, how heavy are you?
Oh, I probably weigh right around 250, 255.
Okay. I think that's
So
important for people to know.
yeah, we rate that ladder at 300 pounds, and a 300-pound person could do the same thing. It's very robust. This is something you'll kind of notice. 43 gallons of water. Even our 12RK and 12BH come with 43 gallons of fresh. You can also hook up city water to this or just work right off your fresh tank. Coming around, one of the things I want to show you that's really cool, our windows are going to be tilt-out windows. So the purpose of that, the purpose of this is that even if it's raining, you can go inside and open up your max air fan and get ventilation through the trailer without water or rain coming inside. It makes it very, very nice. So it's, no, just move it out for right now. So these tilt out and make it real nice, but you know, you can shut them, and they're also an egress window, and there is a screen on it. You'll see another one of the lights right here. If you were to get out of the trailer and needed to have light on this side, you've got the same thing right here. This particular trailer also features our Overland package, which on this, it's going to be the timber and suspension. That's really nice. Real big fan of that suspension. It's an axle-less suspension. It's level 4, so it does have a bar that connects them, but it's above the frame. But it's a very soft and supple ride. And then every Encore now comes standard since 2025 and a half with a TPMS system by TST. So that's a wireless tire pressure monitoring system. Each of the tires has a band in it. You know you've got that when you see the yellow cap right here. But what that'll do is it tells you if you're getting low on air. It'll also give you a really quick flash if you have a catastrophic failure to let you know right away if a tire were to deflate real quickly. I'm going to go to the other side because it'll be easier to film while I'm on the other side explaining some things. But one of the things I'll show you right here, all the doors come with a slide down screen. It's kind of nice. You don't have to put a blind on it then, but you can park that wherever you like and get privacy or cut some light out of it. But I'll swing around the other side.
Certainly. Well, and the other nice thing, I think these windows are a little bit tinted. Is that correct?
Say that again. I missed that when I was walking around.
That the windows have a little bit of tint to them as well?
Yeah, they do. They've got really nice tint, actually. So I'm not sure how well you can see this, but this is the futon bed. This is a true queen 60 by 80, and this is actually an 8-inch thick mattress. There was no skimping on this. So that's the seated position, and then you can throw it back, and this is the recliner position. And then you've also got the bed position, which all you do there is just kind of right there, and that'll be your queen bed.
Now, Rich, for that also, Rich, you do have some accessories that one could purchase to put on the ends. It's like a little cup holder thing.
Yeah, we've got their armrests with a cup holder on each side. They match the vinyl. They're really nice, actually. We've also got, if you don't like a full queen, you can do a 2-piece futon. You buy that from our parts department, and that is 2 individual 30 by 60s. And a lot of people will buy that and slide that out to the side and put the armrest down the middle. And that way, if 2 guys are out hunting, they kind of each have their own little area. Perfect. Looking in the back, you're going to see we've got little reading lights, and they can be blue or white. You're going to have USBs on each side. This is your air intake, where that's feeding the warm or cold air into the bathroom. And then you've got there's 120 outlets on each side. Really nice if you have a CPAP machine. And then you've got little nightstands right here, and that's going to be really good for holding a cell phone or something while it's charging. This is your thermostat for the furnace. Your LP detector over there. Each side's got a little net here to just throw stuff. You'll kind of see that over there, and then one over here. The windows do come with blackout shades. That's really nice for privacy or just, letting you sleep in a little bit. And while you can turn on the lights, you can also turn them. They come on with one main switch, but you can also turn them on individually if you want to just kind of control how much light is in here. and then naturally you've got some really nice overhead storage in here, and there's lights in there as well, if you can see those.
Beautiful. Now, and how big of an AC? Not that it needs a big AC. What's the BTUs on the AC?
This is a 13.5 low profile. So it sits low underneath the roof rack. This is a really nice air conditioner. You can hang meat in here if you wanted to. On the furnace, you can turn it into a sweat lodge. So you're not going to be short on, cooling or heating. And then again, just to show you the way this is built, this cabinet actually becomes a part of the structural strength of the trailer. And you'll kind of see, again, you're not going to walk into many cabinets or in trailers and be able to do this kind of stuff. I mean, they're rock solid. They really are. We just really designed this thing to deliver. And then right over here, we've got another access hatch. That's going to open up so that you can winterize your trailer real quickly and easily. And then this whole panel comes down, and this is where your tank is. You can actually remove that water tank in about 10 or 15 minutes real easily if you ever had to service it. And the water pump is also back there. Then stepping right here, I'm going to just move you back for a second. This is going to be your closet.
That is a lot of storage for a small
Yeah. So you got 2 levels, and then up above is going to be your converter. So that's where all of your 12-volt 120 breakers are. This has got an access panel on the floor that comes up, and your furnace is going to be located just below it. So very easy access to that. Everything is easy to service in this trailer. We did that intentionally. I've seen a lot of trailers. It's like, oh my goodness, how are you going to get that out of there? And you just don't really have to worry about it.
Now, one thing with this, Rich.
Yeah.
You do not make these trailers with solar on the roof. Instead, you decided to go ahead and give them a portable type suitcase style solar panels.
Well, what it is, when you do our power up package, which is a package that we offer, it comes with 1 lithium battery, 100 amp hour lithium battery, 2 extra battery trays. It's going to come with the Renogy 500 battery monitor and bezel, and then a 200-watt solar blanket. We did that because we never know what you're going to do on the roof. I mean, if you're going to put on a rooftop tent, you wouldn't put a solar panel up there. If you're going to load kayaks, you're going to have to go with a recess system. And we have the ability to sell parts and accessories to you so that you can do that. And then they're set up. All of them are pretty easy to run a port from the roof or the side of the trailer, either way, down into where the battery is. So adding your own roof-mounted solar is very easy to do on this trailer. Go ahead.
No, that's perfect. I just wanted to clarify that. I think most people would like to park in the shade anyway.
Right.
And that gives them the ability to go ahead and run that solar panel out into the sun.
Exactly. In the front, we've got a couple more storage, some recessed storage. This is, again, very large. It's got lights in it. These go on and off, too, as you can see. And then just below this, we've got our recessed TV compartment and all the hookups that you need for that, including your powered antenna. You've got 110. You've got your power port here, which supplies 12-volt power, and then your USB, which will then go into the stereo, and that enables you to play the TV through the HDMI output arc, so that the sound from the TV will go through the stereo.
So now, on that TV, if they get a TV ordered from the factory, is it 12 volt or is it 110?
It's 12 volt. It would be a 32-inch LED smart TV, fits right into here, and then it's got a swivel mount, so it'll allow the TV to come out and swivel a little bit. But it just fits perfectly inside of this compartment.
Okay, so that with that being said, that if they did not order it with that, then they could choose either 12 volt or 110 because you have both of those outlets there.
Exactly, you could do either one. And mounting the plate is really easy. This is your TV mount. This is 1/8-inch plate aluminum. So what you can do is drill straight through it, and inside of the side compartment, you'll have access to run the bolt, so it's through bolted. That way, it's not going to go anywhere. You're not screwing into any wood or anything like that, because these trailers are intended to go down the trail off-road, and they're going to do a lot of bouncing. And while that timber and suspension will really smooth things out, you need to make certain that the trailer can handle, or the things in it, how they're mounted, can handle that type of abuse.
Okay.
This is your furnace. These are your vents for the furnace. You've got two
Okay.
JBL speakers here, and then you've got a JBL stereo right here. You've got another 110 on a GFI here. Then these are all
Okay.
of your switches. So you're going to have your main cabin lights right there. These are your cabinet lights. This is your porch light on this side of the trailer. So that's, again, white or amber. And then this is your underglow lights. This is really kind of cool, and I'll show that to you a little bit later. But those are amber lights mounted underneath the trailer, and they're really nice for camping at night. You flip those on, and there's just enough ambient light around the trailer that you can actually walk around and not worry about tripping on anything. And then you see these four switches right here. This is really unique to us, but these are our 12-volt power ports. And what they're going to do is in each corner on the outside, the forward corner, the back corner, on both sides, you're going to have individually controlled SAE power ports. And what that does, it enables you to mount things like 12-volt pod lights to the roof rack, and just about anything 12-volt power, you can control them individually here. So a couple pod lights on each side, and you can aim them wherever you like, or a bar light enables you to light up the outside really well, especially if it's night and you want to see what's out there before you get out, or just scare somebody off or an animal off or something like that.
Now, so when you're constructing this, I know you say there's no wood, but this is all aluminum, even for the framing, for the wall, for the ceiling, for the floor, everything. But now you made a point to me when I was at your factory, saying that when you first did it, it was you just welded it all, but then you decided to go ahead and now you glue and screw it as well as welding.
Yeah, well, tri-bond construction is it's where the frame. So you'll build this wall right here. You'll frame it up in tube. We'll weld everything 360 degrees. We'll laminate this wall with the carpet on it before we install it. And then the trailer will be 72 inches wide in this example. It'll have a 70-inch wide floor. So that leaves a 1-inch step on the side of the chassis for you to set this frame down to. And what you'll do is the wall gets set down on top of an industrial adhesive called Pure 140. And it's a very, very strong adhesive. And then the footer, which is the bottom tube on this wall, we drill a hole in the top of it, and then we run the fastener down through and into the chassis. And we do that because what we're trying to do is pull the screw from the bottom of the tube, not the top, which if you tighten it, you would crush the tube and deform it, and you would see it through the fiberglass. So we're pulling down through. Once everything is all installed, the walls, the side, the front hoop, and the roof, then we go back and we weld everything into place. So as I say, it's glued, screwed, and welded. It's absolutely, and it's just a very strong frame. No question about it. It's very strong.
Okay. What else would you like to show about this camper?
Well, the other thing I'd tell you about this one is on the top, we're using the Deluxe Max Air Fan. So that's the 10-speed in and out.
Okay.
It's got the rain, doesn't have a rain sensor. It has the rain cover. And what's nice about that is, so if it's raining, you are able to run the fan and not worry about water coming in this way. So you tilt these windows out and just turn the fan on with it cracked a little bit. You've got 10 speeds to pull air through the window or through the roof vent and out the window. And it's really easy to control just how much air is coming out by how open the window is, or how big the fan, or how much you've got the fan running. But probably one of my favorite features is that Max Air Fan. I think the thing is amazing how it can cool a trailer off even without using your air conditioning. And then the last thing inside that I would tell you about, well, two last things would be that we use a one-piece fiberglass roof. It's all seamless throughout. That's from the very front all the way back to the kitchen. We try to use single pieces everywhere that we can, because we're trying to eliminate any seams. And the less seams, the less fasteners, the less trim or caulk or anything like that. You'll see that we don't even have trim up here. The carpet goes up and you can't see any seams whatsoever. So everything fits really well together. The craftsmanship here is just amazing. The walls are going to be a product that's called Tecmoto, and this is another composite material. What's nice about this is it's thin and lightweight, but it's also very, very good at screw retention. So if I wanted to mount a flashlight right here, I could do that. And then if I wanted to move it, I just take it off and move it here, and I could just rough up the carpet and you won't see that it was mounted there. But you can mount something almost anywhere as long as it's not too heavy. And I don't have a rating on that, but you don't have to worry about hitting a stud or anything like that. Just use a fastener or a wood screw that's going to be under an inch in length so that you don't pop out the other side, because that would ruin your party. And then over here, you've got your 12-volt cutoff. So if you want to cut all power to the trailer, that's how you do it right there.
Okay. And then now, what's on the front of your camper here?
Say that again.
What is on the front of the camper?
Oh, outside. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Come on. Let's go take a look, and then I'll show you the side compartment as well. Okay, so out front, you're going to see we've got, like I said, one-piece fiberglass. So from here all the way to the back is one piece of fiberglass, no seams at all. It's backed with Azdel, which is a composite material that is really good at absorbing sound, does not absorb any water, cannot promote mold or mildew. It doesn't delaminate. It's got a little bit of an insulation factor to it, which, by the way, the trailer is rated about R7 on the walls and on the roof. And you can actually walk on the roof anywhere. So if you have to get up, service things, or tie gear down on the roof rack, you can. Each one of the crossbars on the roof rack is rated at 100 pounds. You're going to kind of see, and before I get to the very front of the trailer, because I did skip over that, let me show you a few things. Up here, all these pieces up here are really good for tying stuff down. So if you're tying down your kayak, you can run your strap through there. If you're bringing a 270 awning around, you can tie into that. You're going to see that we've got all this mounting opportunities right here. And what they are is they're on a 3-inch by 3-inch center and going down the trailer, adjustable every 1.5 inches. And we've probably got a dozen or so brackets that all do different things that you can put on here. Some for mounting like your oars, axes, hatchets, high lift systems, traction pads to get out of a sticky situation. It's just really kind of nice how much you can do with this roof rack. And again, all rated at 100 pounds each, dynamic. So people will ask me often, can you actually put something up there like a rooftop tent with people in it? And yes, you can. Say you've got a 125-pound rooftop tent and you put 2 average-sized adults in it, it's not a problem at all for the system. I didn't notice this. I didn't note this either. You have an outside weatherproof JBL speaker on the outside of this particular trailer. The stereo is set up on 2 zones, so you can control the volume independently of each other. If you just want the sound outside, you can, or just the sound inside, you can. This is one of the power ports right here that I was telling you about that's really nice. So you can just mount a light right here and then plug it in. As a matter of fact, swing around here and I'll show you. This is an example. I'm kind of showing you something you probably want to see, but we're going to pass over it for a second. But this is that 12-volt light, and that's how it plugs in. And then your inside switch will control that. So over here, this is your exterior storage. And this is really nice. When you open it up, you've got 10 cubic feet of storage in here. This is perfect for bag chairs, your leveling blocks, your 30-amp cord, all kinds of things. And that's on a motion light as well. So when you open it up, it goes on automatically. And then it's got a panel that just removes. And you'll see this one's got the 100-amp-hour battery in it because this has the power-up package and the 2 extra trays. But everything you need to get to for the batteries is just down below. So from the factory, you can order this with up to 300 amp hours of power. And
hey, Rich,
you're kind of ready to go off grid.
Rich, that thing you just pulled out of there, is that what the wall is made out of?
Yeah, it is. This is that material. So this is the that's the Tecmoto. This is the stuff that's got the excellent screw retention. It's there's a little flex to it, but things have to flex or they break. But this is really perfect for what we're doing here. It's lightweight.
And that shows, yeah, and that's showing the carpet that's you adhere to it.
Yep. Yeah, and just no worries about water. I mean, the way we build it, it's very unlikely you can get water intrusion. But if you did, the only thing that could really get damaged would be the mattress, which could be removed and replaced easily, or possibly the carpet. Could have a problem. But again, I think if you notice there was a water leak, which again I just don't think you're going to have with our trailer, but you could shampoo this or vacuum it, and you'd be good to go. And as I was explaining to you also, there's everything is really easy to get to. This panel right here, there's rubber trim in here that pulls off, and there's screws, and there's a couple screws up through here, and this panel comes out, and it gives you full access to those switches on the back. Again, everything's really easy to deal with.
Beautiful.
There's
so that's your
go ahead.
So that's the 14 RKB or something?
Yep, 14 RKB.
Perfect.
That last thing on the front that you were asking me about, this is going to be your spare tire carrier and your LP tank up here. And our LP tank will actually come with a gauge on it. And it's an actual gauge with a float. So it's not guessing based on pressure. It's actually telling you how much is in there so you can gauge what you're doing. And then we've also, you know, we put the same pattern for mounting stuff down here on this rack. Up front, you've got your swing up jack, safety chain, 7-way plug and holder, 2-inch coupler. And then this particular trailer also comes with a lock and roll articulating hitch as a part of that Overland package.
Now, question for you, Rich. What is the dry weight on this camper?
This particular trailer right here is going to be around 2,400 pounds base weight. And then with some options, it goes up just a little bit from there.
And what kind of tongue weight are you typically looking at?
This one's going to be right around, I think 13%. I don't have the number in my head, but it's around 13%. Right. But one of the things that we did to make things really good for you, or for the owner, the water tank is located right here. So that is centered up. And on this particular trailer, it doesn't really reduce the weight much. But if you were looking at our 12RK, it's actually sitting just behind the axle a little bit. And if you fill the tank, you'll alleviate a little bit of your tongue weight. So you can use that as ballast going down the road. A lot of times you can't control where you're going to put gear, but it's really important. It's one of the most ignored things people do. They load a trailer up, don't pay any attention to what they're doing with the tongue weight. And sometimes you're taxing your tow vehicle too much with too much tongue weight. It'll still tow fine, other than when there's too much weight. What it does is it lifts up your tires in the front a little bit, makes those a little light, and they don't steer as well. But you want to have between 10 and 15% tongue weight, ideally. You go a little over that, it's not a problem. If you're underneath it, it's not going to tow very well. It'll kind of wave around a little bit on you because it just doesn't have that forward weight, so it knows how to track right.
Certainly.
We've really built it in so that you have the ability to dial that in yourself.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome. So that's the 2025 ROG 14 RKB.
Yeah, actually a 2025.5 because this has the new graphics on it.
Okay.
This just came out last month for the
Beautiful.
open house when we had all the dealers in town.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
And as we kind of say, they're certified Sasquatch proof.
Yep.
And then this year on the back, we even put a little Sasquatch on the back here. I'm a Bigfoot fan.
There you go. Wonderful. So now what would you like to show the viewers next?
Well, the venue. And I will tell you, it's one of my absolute favorite trailers. You know, I'm always kind of partial to the ROGs because that's what we started with. But what I think I like the most is this trailer right here. I have camped in this particular trailer myself. This is the 17 QB, and it's an incredible trailer. It really is. We just introduced this one last month. It's the same style of construction as the ROGs. So you're going to have Tribond 360 construction, one-piece fiberglass roof, and fiberglass sidewalls. One thing too is you'll notice ours are high gloss fiberglass walls. You're not going to see the fibers from the fiberglass in there. It's a real smooth, almost like a gel coat. So this is what we call non-continuous glass. This is laid up on a table. It's about 500 feet long, and they lay it up in one piece, and then they can coil it after it's cured and set up. They ship it, bring it into us, and then we have it laminated with Azdale on the back. And again, that's what gives it its body. And then it also is what makes it stronger, but gives it some insulation factors, some sound deadening. Again, won't delaminate, cannot absorb water, cannot promote mold or mildew.
Okay. And then with this thing, overall length you said was about 22 feet. Is that right? 22 and a half
Yeah,
feet?
about 21 feet, right at
Okay.
21 feet, I believe.
And
And
then
then,
width-wise, you're only a little over 7 feet?
yeah, yeah. Well, it's a seven, and it's a 7 foot wide box. And then you're at full legal width on the, so you're 8'6" from tire to tire.
Okay. And
But
did you want to
we
show
eliminated
the
putting,
inside?
I'm sorry?
Did you want to show the inside of this one?
Yeah, sure do.
Did you want to go ahead? Did you want to
Yeah, this
hook
is,
up? You have the battery hooked up on this one?
I'm not sure how well you'll see it when we come in, but let's take a look. You've got your flip down step, so this is nice and solid. You've got a screen door. Again, your window's got the window in the door has got the pull down shade. When you first come in, you're going to notice that we've got a dinette on the right side with an extremely large window. I'm really big into making certain that if you are inside the trailer, you can still see what's going on outside the trailer. Just below this dinette is where you're going to have the furnace, and the one on the left is where your batteries will be, and there's plenty of battery storage there. You're going to have pull down shades for everything, a flip down table, and this converts to a single bed if you've got some kids along. Again, you've got the really nice aluminum cabinetry. We call these forever cabinets because they do last forever. Everything in this is keyed to go into an aluminum tube. So wherever you're seeing this mounted, it's hitting the frame. And again, I don't want to go too nuts, but again, you can see, I mean, I'm rocking the trailer. I don't want to do that because it's going to be really loud, but what the heck. It's like I said, you're just not tearing these cabinets out. And this is what you want, something that's solid, something that's not going to come apart, something that is, it's worthy of the investment that you've made. You're not going to come camping and one day see your, cabinet hanging down off the thing and giving you a problem with your stuff everywhere. It's really built well. Inside, one-piece fiberglass all the way through on the ceiling. It's really beautiful how this turned out. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to have you, can you get by that? Mm-hmm. So this is our shower. This is 27 inches wide. So larger guys are going to be comfortable in this. You've got the skylight. You've got that max air fan like we did in the other. You've got a little sink, your cassette toilet in the back. It's really nice. That is a very usable wet bath right there. A huge fan of that. I really enjoyed camping in this trailer. It was very exciting. Coming forward, and I'll hit this one first. When you come across, this is where a lot of your storage is, but I'll show you this one first. Oops, got a little surprise. My broom. So this is your closet. It's really, really big. Probably might think about putting a shelf here because your clothes would never hang that low. And then underneath, you've got some hidden storage. It's not like prepped or anything. You're going to have some vents coming through and some vent tubes coming through. But if you want to hide something underneath the base, you could. Here, you've got some overhead storage behind some bungees and a light. Here is your beverage center. This is where you would put your coffee maker. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but you got a 110 in here, and these all have their own little lights. But this is where I'm keeping my keys, my wallet, all that stuff that I need to grab and don't want to lose. I've got this little area to put it, but it's really intended for putting your coffee maker there. And then you've got 3 full extension drawers. That might be a little hard to see, but these are one of the lower ones. But you can see just how big they are. And then down below, you're going to have what I call boot storage, but it's anything you want. But there's some storage underneath there. That's where I'm throwing shoes and boots myself. And then right here, you're going to have your pantry. I use it as a closet, though. That's where I'm putting more of my clothes. You could divide it up however you want. Again, that's got the hidden storage at the bottom of it as well, in case there's something you wanted to, keep away from prying eyes. And then I'll slide by you so I can show you what's here. This is our 8-cube refrigerator. This is really nice. It's what I would say largest in class for this size of a trailer. Normally, you don't see a fridge this big. But again, if you're going out for a while, you really need something like this. It's it's important. You know, you don't want to have to be stopping your camping trip to go get more food. All of your switches are located right here. This is your water heater. It's an on-demand water heater. So there's no tank. It's always going to give you constant hot water. You got a JBL system, a little bit different than what you find in the ROG. This is just a Bluetooth system that's got 4 speakers, and 2 of them are outside, 2 are inside. Again, they're on their own system. You've got your retractable Thule awning right here. This trailer comes with 2 of the 12-volt power ports on it, and your water pump. This is going to be your cabinet lights, which are not in this trailer yet. This is a prototype, so they weren't installed. And you've got scare lights, your underglow lights on this one, and then your 12-volt refrigerator and your USBs here. And then kind of, I'll swing by you again if I can. Well, no, stay right there. You're good. You've got overhead storage here in the kitchen, kind of a big area too. You've got your microwave, solid surface countertops. You're going to have your LP griddle, or not griddle, sorry, 2-burner stove. This is going to have the cast iron grates and the glass on the back to keep grease from getting back there. You've got your blinds back here. These are the metal kind of blinds. You have to have that when you're so close to the burner. Down here, you're going to have some additional storage. So you've got two things of storage right here. And again, that's really big storage. And then down here, you've got some additional storage, but this is where your water pump is, so you can winterize from down there. And then you got a little bit more here, but this is also where your water heater is, so that's taking up a little bit of the space there. This is probably not the ideal part for storage there. You got your 32-inch TV, 2 large windows on each side of the bed. It's a true queen, 60 by 80. We've got another version on this, which is 17 TB. And what it is it's twin beds, 1 on each side. And then the twin beds will slide together to create a queen bed. And then there's filler cushions to make it a king bed. So you can have a bed going north-south. This is your east-west queen. And then what we did, overhead cabinets. Again, quite a bit of storage in this too. I mean, there's storage everywhere on this trailer. We didn't cut corners. And again, every time I got to tell you, it's these forever cabinets. They're in there forever. They're going to deliver. Night shades on both sides. You've got USBs down here towards the ground. We're adding a couple more in this on the production models, but you've got 120 volt power down there and some USBs. This flips up. I'm not going to do it because the bed's made, but this will flip up if you can see that. And it'll flip up and stay back. And what we did was we did this because we wanted to be able, and if you'll go down this way a little bit and then turn back around, I'll explain this, but we wanted to make this hallway large enough to put bicycles in it. So if you have a couple very expensive e-bikes, you're not going to want those on the back of the trailer bouncing around and having to worry about them, but you can put them in here. And because of the way the floor is designed, you can drill straight through and you can put tie-down rings wherever you want to, like the single position airline track tie-down rings, and then through bolt them underneath. And you don't even have to hit the frame. You'll be perfectly fine. This is a 3/4 inch composite floor, and it's very, very strong. But at the same time, you're not putting anything in here too heavy. So you can go ahead and row 2 bikes in here. And to give you an idea, the other thing I love about this is the massive storage under here. So I always keep a cooler in here because I don't like to use fridge space for my drinks. I'll put my soda pop and waters in a cooler. And then during the day, I'll even pull it outside. But I'll put a couple tubs under here. And this is where I'm putting a lot of things that I need to get to quickly. But they're really conveniently located. But again, now you're going to see this is how this works. Now I want to show you just how strong this is. I mean, this isn't something that you're going to do on a regular trailer. Again, I'm 250, right? Let's just, it's into the frame. Your kids can jump on this. They're not going to break it. It's just incredibly strong. Everything we've done here, we've built it to last. It's very well thought out, very well constructed, very well designed and engineered. And, I'm very impressed with it. And it's hard to impress me sometimes, but this is an incredible way to build trailers, to say the least.
Okay. And now for the last one that you're going to show us, or the next one, I should say, you're going to show us, you're actually patent a new way of building a camper?
Yeah, this is patent pending technology here. We're super excited about this. This is our foray into travel trailers. Not that that venue is not a travel trailer, but this is the stuff that we're excited to do, because what we've been able to do here is build a trailer that's wood free, aluminum frame, and it's fairly competitive against a trailer that's got a steel frame with wood floors, wood cabinets, and all that stuff. So
Do you
you're
want
going
to
to get
do
far
you want to
superior.
Hey Rich,
Yeah,
do you want to show us, because you have a mock-up of four-sided with this stuff, right?
yeah, I can
You
show you
want
that.
to you want to show us that first, and then
Yeah,
we'll go into that.
let's take a look. This is pretty well beat up, because this is a mock-up. This is only glued and screwed. So this has the Core Pure 140 and the fasteners, and we've taken 4 pieces and glued it together. And it's not the exact same way we would build this, because the trailer is built a little more advanced in the way that we're actually putting the pieces together, but the concept is identical. So I'll come out here into this open area, and I don't want it to bounce up and hit something and damage it, but this piece has probably hit the ground, I don't know, 150 times. So that's not impressive to me. But what is that. It doesn't matter how I bounce that thing around, I can take it and hit it on the corner. So I'm going to hit this going down like this. It's incredibly strong, and it's lightweight. It's something we've been working on for about the last year and a half. And we finally figured out how to put this together where it's more than roadworthy, it's off-road worthy. And while this is really a beautiful travel trailer, we did set it up kind of in an off-road look. It's got the same 1/4-inch thick aluminum plate fenders that are on there, almost bulletproof. It's got your 235/75/15 off-road tires, all aluminum frame, should say chassis. And from there up, it's all composite.
Now, how wide is this camper?
I guess I'll climb up in here.
Hey, Rich, can you hear me?
Yeah.
How wide is this trailer? It's a little bit wider than the venue.
Yeah, this is
Almost 8 feet.
almost. It's just under 8 feet. I don't have the exact dimension on me. I should know that, but I don't. Looking inside, and mind you, this is a prototype. This is the very first one we built like this. So there's a lot of changes that are going to happen to the production units that start building at the end of November. But this is a different style of forever cabinet. It's still all aluminum plate, but it's more of a home style. So if you look at this, it's they're on a different type of a hinge. They're held with magnets. They're box and pan bent, so they're a little bit different. So they look a little more residential, I should say. So that's your overhead kitchen cabinet. You've got a little spice rack here, your water heater, thermostat for the furnace, solid surface countertops, 3-burner stove. You've got an LP oven included, cast iron grates on the stove. You've got really nice drawers. You'll have to excuse us. We have some chunk in here. You've got a little cover for your sink, an industrial style faucet. You've got a large window right here. Is really nice. It's not small for a kitchen. It's really kind of nice. And then opposing, you're going to have your dinette. This will flip down and become a sleeper right here. This is going to have, that's going to be where not your batteries go, because they're going to be out on the front. But this is just some storage, but easy access to your water pump down here. And then in here, you're going to see, this is where we did put 2 batteries. And this is upfitted with our EcoFlow system. So this is a little bit different, but this is an option that we've got. And when we do that, the batteries, because they're lithium, go inside. But this is a 48-volt system. It's got two 200 amp hour batteries, and it's quite the system. It's got a DC to DC charger. It's got an inverter. It's a very advanced system. It's kind of plug and play, and it's all down inside of the pass-through. But it's also powering a 48-volt Valiant air conditioner. So the nice thing here is you're not pulling a lot of power with it being 48 volt. This won't just cool the trailer; it'll cool it very, very well and very efficiently. So with along with this comes 800 watts of solar and then 200 watts of solar on portable. So you got 1,000 watts of solar on this trailer, and all powering this, so you can really stay off grid for quite some time and even maintain very comfortable temperatures. It's got a an LP furnace, 18,000 BTU. It's got the same 8-cube refrigerator that you saw in the venue. And then you've got the same microwave that you saw in the venue. And then you've got a bunk in here. So this, so there's a bunk over bunk in here. And this will fold up, and there's a door on the other side so you can load bicycles in here if you wanted to, or use it for any type of a storage. And then inside you're going to have your dry bath in here. So this is a rear bath. So it's going to have the shower with a skylight. And then you're going to have your toilet right here. And again, this one's the prototype. So this is going to look a little bit different. And then you've got a sliding pocket door right here. But this will look a little bit different in the finished unit. You'll notice the ceiling's got LED light strips going across. I really like these. They're dimmable, but they're also very bright. When you want to be able to see, it's good, even lighting throughout this entire coach. I've been very, very impressed with the way this turned out. Up front, you're going to have your queen bed. Got large window off to the left, a very large one at the dinette, one there. Overhead cabinets above the dinette. And then you've got overhead cabinets above the bed. And that's one of the things that we're going to configure a little bit differently. And then you've got a closet right here. And this will be configured a little bit differently. This isn't set up, and it goes all the way down here. But that'll have a closed bar in it. We're changing some things around in that. This is the screen. So this is what's going to power the system. This is showing you what's going on. But it tells you, you know, the power that's being taken out, the power that's being put in, how long to full, how long can you run this. Really nice system. And then it's got a converter built into it. The converter's been removed from this. This is just being used right now for your 12-volt fuses and 120 breakers. And then this particular trailer for the lazy people has got the robot vacuum cleaner. That's an option as well. So if you don't want to be vacuuming, you can go camping and let this clean your floors for you. Kind of a fun little thing. I guess some people get a kick out of it. And then this will also have just a 12-volt power vent up there. That's not the max air, but your dealer can upfit this with that. That was one of the things we had to pull back just a little bit and not put the really expensive max air fan up there. It's got a side rail here, or a handrail, and the solid these really strong steps that come out of it. Got a large awning on it, and it's got the optional roof rack on this. We played around with this a little bit. It's more aesthetic than anything, but it's an aluminum piece. I call it a flare with a little spoiler above it. We played around with that. I don't know if we're going to keep that on the end use or the end piece or not. It's backed up with, or it's got camera prep on it. And then if you do the roof rack, you're also getting the ladder right here. And it's a little dark on this side, so I apologize, but you can see the door. That door will probably not have a window in it in the finished piece. And then up front, we've got a very large pass-through on this one. And I'll show you that. Right here. and that goes all the way through. And you can see some of the electronics for the battery systems right there on the left, and the
Now, do
little
you have a light?
housing there.
Do
I'm
you have a
sorry.
lighting? Do you have a light system for in there? Do you have lights for in there?
There will be on this one. There's not, but there'll be a couple
Okay.
lights, one on each side. This
Okay.
will be a single handle instead of two. This won't be on gas struts. It's kind of in the way. We're going to have it so it flips all the way up and gets locked into place versus, having it right where you bend down and stuff. It's one of those live and learn things. You think it sounds great, to be hands free until you decide it's in the way.
Sure. Well,
But
that's a pretty interesting product you have going on there.
it is. It is really strong. So again, the floor, the walls, the roof, everything is bonded together and screwed. And it's just like what I showed you when I was tearing it down. It's extremely strong. Now the back has got a very large header going across the back that goes up that's made out of aluminum. And that's what sets this to be square. And it's where everything ties in. The rear wall is hung glass. So it's just like we do on the ROG. So there is an aluminum frame in here, and that's so we can run some wiring through here. And also, it did not make sense for us to put that composite material on the back. And then the front is the same thing. You can't curve the composites. This trailer's got about, I'm guessing 2,500 miles on it. We've taken it out, done some road testing and camping in it. It is the one thing we make certain we do. My partner and I make sure we use these trailers. We don't just build them; we take them out and camp in them and see how they really feel and what they do. It's a pretty important thing. It eats up my time a little bit. I wish I could spend time camping in just my camper, but I won't kid you. That venue was a lot of fun to camp in. My wife loves it. I actually bought the first unit we ever built. I didn't want to get rid of it, so I bought it. I've really enjoyed it. I test a lot of products on it. It's a lot of fun, but she's really hankering to own one of these 17 QB venues. I'm not in a position to own two trailers right now. I don't think that's a smart move for me, but who knows? She usually gets her way, so maybe so. But this is a front aluminum hoop. That's kind of what I was leading to. So you've got the core light on the roof, and that is a fully walkable roof. And then as it transitions over, this is going to be an aluminum frame behind here, and it's still one piece. So when that top foam composite panel is up there, the top piece of fiberglass continues past the foam and then comes down on top of this. And this is backed with Azdel. As you can see, this is still very solid. I mean, very solid. But there's not foam behind this because you can't curve that. This is exciting because what we can do with this trailer and allow people to get into a wood-free trailer with an aluminum frame. I mean, you're talking about massive aluminum tubing right here. This is not the cheapest way to build anything by a stretch, but we have found ways to put this together and, again, be competitive, not dollar for dollar, although I think if we worked at it, we could be. But that's not what we try to do. We try to build not only a better product, but have features in it that are above and beyond what you're going to typically find everywhere else, starting with the materials. I mean, we've been wood-free since day one. We've been aluminum frame since day one. I just don't think there's any reason to build a trailer with inferior materials.
Well, that's awesome. So is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we head out?
I'll give you a quick peek at the trailer that you guys have. I know that you did a walk around on this when you were in town, which we really appreciated you doing, but we had this trailer that we put together and you guys ended up getting this. We don't do this. This is the first time we've ever done it. It's a one of one. You saw a couple sneak peeks, but we call this the Fighter Pilot Edition. This is not a vinyl wrap trailer. This is all hand painted. It's airbrushed, a couple thousand rivets or more. A lot of tedious work to do this. The trailer is called Life's a Bomb. Again, we're big Sasquatch fans. That's a little play on the pinup girls that the guys used to paint on these. But this is reminiscent of World War II fighter plane. And this will be available to be purchased by your dealership. And this has the Red Arc system in it. And let me tell you, this is probably the best battery system I've ever seen. And it's very, very impressive. But if you take a look in this thing, we even did custom furniture. Look how beautiful. And there you'll see those armrests, but look how beautiful that is. It's absolutely gorgeous, the materials we used in this. And this is done with custom desert sand cabinetry, which is what we ran in our special ops. We ran a limited edition special ops on the 12RK and 12BH. And we liked it so much, that's what we put in this trailer. But this thing is, it's very, very well equipped. And I'll show you the kitchen real quick. This is beautiful. You'll like this. This is our best-selling model. This is the 12RK. So this has a pop out, or you open up and it's set. That's it. Takes a couple seconds. Recessed storage, solid surface countertops. Beautiful overhead cabinet. And again, this is where you can see how everything's indexed. If you take a look in here, the laser puts all of the mounting points. So there's no guessing. These guys are putting this in and it's hitting aluminum backer every time. This goes in and in this corner, this strengthens that entire trailer. It makes it outrageously strong. This is based on our Survival Series model. You've got storage down here. And another motion light. This is typically storage right here, which gives you even more, but we optioned this one with the microwave, 2-burner stove. You've got your spice rack, 2 JBL speakers in the back. Again, this is on that two-zone speaker system. So it does a really nice job. But I'll show you again. I don't ever get tired of doing this, but this is that cabinet. So you can get an idea of what I can do. And you got to watch yourself, that door almost hit you. If you did this with somebody else's trailer, or let's say a $3 million Prevost motor coach, I can go in that and tear the cabinets right off the wall. I can go into a $15 million house and probably tear the cabinets right off the wall. You're not going to do it on this trailer. It's just built to endure. Even our little system that holds the refrigerator in is pretty awesome. On the back of the fridge, there's 2 wedge-shaped pieces of aluminum that go back into a receiver that centers it right where it's supposed to be. And then this slides in and it traps the legs down. 3 screws hold it in. So to remove this refrigerator takes about 4 or 5 minutes. It's very quick. I can do it quicker than that, but I'm just being fair with everybody. But it's rock solid. It's not going anywhere. It's just an incredible build. It was so well thought out and designed. It's just really pretty meticulous and ready to get out there. It's and this shows like what you get with that Survival Series. You get the 2 axes. One's a splitting axe, one's a chopping axe. You get the Overland shovel, the quick fist mounts. There's locks that go with each one of these that go right through the hole here that lock these in so they can't be taken. 43 gallons of water. Look at the detail here where he painted in the rust. Where these would have been metal screws at the time. Really turned out pretty cool. And the weathering on this is amazing. But,
yeah, great job. It looks awesome.
It really does. It's got such depth to that paint. I won't kid you. I was tempted to keep this one because it's so beautiful. And this has an MSRP of over $70,000, believe it or not. If you look at everything that's in it with that Red Arc system, it's got a 2,000 watt inverter. It's got the 75 amp alpha system. It's got 450 watts of their alpha batteries, which is really cool. It's got 200 watts of solar on the roof, 240 on a solar blanket. So you're 440 watts total. Max air fan. It's shown with the Dometic right here, but this is going to have a 12-volt Velvet air conditioner on the roof of that. We just haven't installed it yet. We didn't get it in time when we took this to the show, but that's being installed this week. And then towards the end of the week, we're taking this over to the RV Hall of Fame, and the good people from Red Arc are going to do a big special on it. They've got a film crew coming in, and they're going to be doing a story on this thing. So a lot of fun.
What are the tanks on the front?
Those are just gas tanks. Again, it was just to kind of show the versatility, which is almost endless what you can do on this. But these are just, you unlock this and turn it and this will come off. It's a 1 gallon fuel tank. I put one on each side. We did some bronze looking wheels. Actually, I did this part myself, so I'm pretty proud. I don't do a lot of work, but I did do those.
Right.
And I did design the paint work. Here, I'll show you. There's your red arc system right here. So that's the alpha system in the back. The red piece
Okay.
there is the inverter. And then I'll pop this up and show you these impressive batteries. Look at this. Those batteries are about $2,000 a piece.
Wow.
They are incredible.
That is it. That is awesome. That is an
Whoever gets
incredible
this
setup.
trailer is going to be one lucky person. And oh, look, we did this too. This is really cool. This is a bazooka. This has a massive lithium battery, and this is just temporarily mounted here. It's waterproof. You wouldn't drive down the road with it, but this will play your music. And then I just got it today, but there's another piece by them that plugs into the JBL stereo system. And what it will do is it gives you what's called party mode. And then we have 2 smaller speakers that are going to come with this trailer as well that are actually, they're private label with Encore, but they're the same thing but smaller, and all of them will play the same music. And what you can do is somebody like your wife could be the person that kind of runs one of them. And when she's the one that owns that one and sets it up, you can go to party mode then, and you can switch back and forth between the 2 of you, controlling the music and the volume of it. But this will be tied into the stereo system throughout the trailer, along with 2 more of the little speakers that you could put out here if you wanted to. You'd almost have, the way I look at it, surround sound system if you really think about it. My trailer, which there's trailer number 1 over there. If you go ahead and swing over and look, that's my trailer over there. That's trailer number 1. That's kind of a fun trailer. Again, this it's got a lot of miles on it. I keep it nice though, because although you can see this is very sun faded, because it is out and getting used. My daughter and my son-in-law love to camp in this, so they've got it out a lot. It's done a lot of hunting trips and been out in some deep snow and camped when it's really cold. It's locked up right now, or I'd show you some things in it because it's got a lot of unique features in it. One of the things, I've got the sidebar on this one, so this dispenses shots of whiskey or vodka or tequila or whatever. It goes through a metering system, but that's all located underneath my sink. It was kind of a fun thing to put in there. This is one of the accessories that we do right here. This is a turret press tread plate, so you can put this on there and have traction. This sits just above the fender on an anodized aluminum button system. We tested with these, they faded, so we switched to another one. These were red, but they're kind of pinkish looking now. But we do test almost everything that we buy. We will test it first, unless it's just a proven product that's already in the RV industry. If it's something we're doing unique, we will make certain that it operates and get it out there. This is what that lock and roll hitch looks like too. I'm a big fan of this. This is, not only does it articulate, this articulates this way, and on the tow vehicle side, it spins this way, which is great for not binding up, but you get rid of that 2-inch ball inside the coupler noise when you're stopping and going. You hear it clunking around, which is normal, and there's no way to avoid it, but there's no noise at all when you're using this one. And then you can see I optioned my trailer. I put a rooftop tent on it.
I was going to ask you that. Now, the question is that something that you all sell, or do they have to go to the marketplace to get that?
No, we offer not this one. This is by Inspired Overland. I bought this because it's super lightweight, and I am weight conscious on everything I do, but this weighs about 75 pounds. What we offer through the dealer network or through our parts store is Dometic's inflatable tent. And if I didn't already have this one and it was a little pricey, I probably would have done that because it's super quick and easy. You take the cover off, flip it over, you plug in the included inflator, and it goes up and it's done. And then the mattress, you just open the valve and it pulls its air in by itself, let it sit for an hour, and it's fully inflated. And I did sleep on it because, again, I'll test things to make sure I like them. But it was super comfortable. Huge fan of it. I didn't really want to do an inflated tent, and I'll tell you why. I didn't think they were going to be durable. But I go to a lot of the Overland Expos, and Dometica's there as well, and they've got this huge display. And when they're done with it, they deflate the display and they drag it across the rocks and they pack it up. And he said, this is what our tent's made of, the same exact material by the same company. And you can drag it across rocks, Rich. You're never going to have a problem with this thing. And he's right. We've had it out in very high winds. It just doesn't want to bend over. And like I said, you can't beat how quick it sets up. And again, that's what we're really big about, is making certain that you can set your camp up quickly. And it's a pretty cool tent. This one is one you unzip it and it opens up like a clamshell kind of. I like it. It's really nice. It's lightweight. It's low profile. But I would probably rather have the one we sell up there. But I spent a lot of money on this with myself, so I'm going to keep that up there.
There you go.
So that's really it. We're prepping for our inventory. Our guys are just clocking out right now over there, a couple of them anyway, and it's been really interesting and a lot of fun. Building this company and seeing it thrive and flourish even in the difficult times. We've been fortunate to maintain a backlog, and I think it's predominantly because we've got a very strong following, people who buy our products because they're so well built and because we've taken the time to, select the right materials. I know I've said that a lot of times, but when you shop around, it's amazing when you look at these things and figure out what you're really buying. And in my opinion, if I'm going to invest the kind of money that trailers cost, regardless of what it is, I want to make certain it's something that's going to hold together and last.
Well, wonderful. Listen, I do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day. I mean, this was quite the time frame for you to explain in detail your products, and we do appreciate it. And I'm sure those that are watching, as well as those that are listening on the streaming services, are going to be very grateful. Hopefully they go over to the YouTube channel and take a look at it. But for those of you watching on YouTube, please do share this out. This information is very much needed out there. A lot of people don't understand the differences in the construction of different RVs, and I think most people will appreciate knowing this information. So, any last words, sir?
I can't thank you enough. We always appreciate the exposure. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. I know how impressed you were with what you saw when you came through. It means a lot that you came up to see us. Not often can the dealers have sales guys come up and see this, but I think you got a really good understanding of what we're doing here. So thank you for that. And thank you for everything you guys do.
All right.
If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're always available.
Perfect. Beautiful. Well, thank you. And everybody, appreciate you watching. Like, comment, and share this out. And thank you much.